A big welcome to all you tuning in here to the Sunday Festival. My name's Jonathan. It is a pleasure to come to you live here. We have some exciting NBA action to come. The Western Conference and Eastern Conference series are progressing. We are seeing quite the storylines here and much more excitement here to come. Looking at our picks from yesterday, 2 free picks, both of them went. Josh Hart was able to get 12 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. That's a combined 26 points, rebounds, and assists. Max Struss, just like we talked about, defensive rebounds, offensive rebounds, plenty of assists, helping the team in all sort of ways. 7 rebounds, 6 assists. That is a combined 13, crushing that 5.5 projection, or that's 6 or more for rebounds and assists combined. But let's break it down. New York Knicks took command from the very beginning. Cleveland kept it close as the first half went on, but it was not to be denied for the New York Knicks. They absolutely were the better team throughout, and they continue, just absolutely continue. The New York Knicks absolutely continue to show why they are what they are. And they are shooting 56.8% from the field. 55.8%. They're absolutely dominating in all aspects of the game. You can see in the rebounding, they did allow quite considerable offensive rebounds. But overall, what a game from the New York Knicks. And Josh Hart's just that all-around effort we love to see from him. He almost got a double-double. He was 5 for 12 from the field. So, plenty of points. But he is definitely contributing on all ends. Karl-Anthony Towns, we'll talk more about him in a sec. But he had an all-right game. He's done better, but still 8 rebounds and 7 assists. That's really, really good. And also looking at our shooters, OG Anunoby, 6 for 10. He's coming back from injury strong. Mikal Bridges, we've had some real props on Mikal Bridges. He really shot the ball, 11 for 15, right on point. And Jalen Brunson, who we also had props on a couple times, 10 for 19. So a lot of great shooting efforts from the New York Knicks. And Landry Shamet was significant off the bench. We haven't seen much significance from the New York bench throughout this playoffs. Landry Shamet with really a hell of a game, 4 for 5 from the field, and he got 14 points. Max Struss, he was just what we expected him to be off the bench. It's what he's been to Kenny Atkinson this entire postseason. A guy giving you reliable minutes and contributing to all parts of the box score. He was tremendous off the bench for Cleveland. Outside of Max Struss, the Cleveland Cavaliers had a combined 12 bench points, so 25 total bench points. Max Struss had 13 of them. So he's a key player off the bench. And you can even see Dean Wade just absolutely playing 17 minutes, 0 for 1 from the field. Just an overall in the box score non-factor. Defense is all right, but overall non-factor off the bench. And that's, for Dean Wade, a little bit rough. But you can see again, James Harden, he was all right. 8 for 15 from the field, 19 points. He's taking more efficient shots. He's definitely doing his parts in making some shots, but now he turns the ball over way too much. Donovan Mitchell too. Another not so great game for Donovan Mitchell with 9 for 21. He's 5 turnovers and only 4 assists. Just not overall, not so great performances from their 2 key players. And back to the theme, they just rely way too much on those 2 guys, Donovan Mitchell and James Harden, and it's really hurting them. Now, Evan Mobley, hell of a game, 24 points, 6 rebounds, 10 for 18, and that's key. They really need good defensive efforts from Evan Mobley, but in the end of the day, this is going to be a thing where just Cavaliers got to find balance throughout, and they need to find a way to get 8 or 9 deep. And that's something they're really going to have to focus on this offseason as they're down 3-0. It's already that time to write off the Cleveland Cavaliers on any kind of comeback they might be able to make. With that being said, we'll go through our paid picks very quick too. Karl-Anthony Towns is someone we had going over 24.5 points, rebounds, points and rebounds combined. He had 21. You can see we do the same kind of analyses that we do right here on these videos, right on to our paid picks. And we got OG Anunoby, someone we expected to do 6.5 rebounds and assists. He's kind of what I would say is the Max Struss. I know he's a starter, but very similar role to Max Struss on the Cleveland Cavaliers. 7 rebounds, 4 assists. That's 11 combined. So that was a paid pick that we got on yesterday's game. And Evan Mobley, 24 points, 6 rebounds. We had him as a pretty bold pick to have a double-double. You can see he's gotten 37% of doubles this year, and we felt that this was a game. Thought he was going to be a bigger factor in rebounding. I mean, he was great on offense. Just thought he would do more on the rebounds. But 24 points, 6 rebounds for Evan Mobley. So we went 2 for 2 on the free picks, 1 for 3 on the paid picks. That is 3 for 5 overall on yesterday's NBA action here at Rocket Launch Sports Picks. Keep in mind, if you're ready to sign up for Betr, use the code ROCKETUPSB. You'll get your $200 back in sweat-free tokens. That is your 2 sweat-free picks that you get your buffer on, and you even get a free pick with that. That is at Betr using code ROCKETUPSB. That link is in the description, but you can also download the app, go through the procedures, give them your email, and they will do the rest for you. With that being said, we are at Western Conference Game 4 where the Oklahoma City Thunder have a 2-1 lead. They are looking to really get another statement win here in San Antonio, and the San Antonio Spurs really need to get it done at home. They're not going to have it much easier in Game 5 on the road no matter what. They might as well go to Oklahoma City with a level series. That being said, we got our 2 free picks for the day. These 2 free picks can get you 3 times your bet on Betr. That is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's over 7.5 assists and Dylan Harper over 10.5 points. Let's dive into it. Keep in mind, we also got 3 more paid picks just like yesterday on Winnable. Remember, the code is TAKEOFF. It is going to be down by the end of the day today. Let's go into SGA. SGA over 7.5 assists, something he's done in 8 of his last 10, 11 of his last 20, so more of a recent trend than a previous trend, being more of a distributor and a playmaker, as he's kind of had some inconsistent shooting games in some of these games. But SGA, it has done it in 6 out of 10 against San Antonio. That also includes 3 of the first 4 games of this series, so not so many assists in Game 1, but Game 2, 3, and 4, he's really come alive distributing the ball. SGA has an 8.2 assist average this season. That is something that is well above his 6.6 average in the regular season. But one of the things we've seen from SGA, a big reason why he's gotten a couple MVPs, he's been very consistent across time. At home, on the road, you can't really look at some splits and say, okay, we can count him out in certain games. He has been performing in all kinds of games. That's been a key aspect to the SGA's pedigree as a 2-time reigning MVP. And that's just something we have to continue to point out here as we look ahead at Game 4 in San Antonio, and what's bound to be a very intense, raucous game with the crowd. What's expected to be quite a slugfest here. You know, SGA gets it done in all kinds of games. He's always playing that 33 minutes, always getting that 6.6 assists, 31 points. Very consistent numbers. Now we look at Dylan Harper. Dylan Harper, he's the rookie from San Antonio. He's been a contributor. We expect him to get 10.5 points. Now, he didn't do it in the last game, but if you look at it, he did it in 8 of the previous 9. You can see on that left-hand chart. And even some games, he absolutely demolished it. He got over 20 points in some games. Dylan Harper absolutely needs to be a factor here for the San Antonio Spurs. He's done that in 14 of 20. He also, in this series against Oklahoma City, did it in the first 3 games. Just didn't do it in the last game. So same kind of thing is, you know, SGA and Dylan Harper, they got to buck the trends, or buck the trend of getting off the trend, or getting off the train of getting it done in certain ways. You know, SGA with the assists and Dylan Harper with the 10.5 points. We need Dylan Harper to get the scoring done. Over 69% of the time here in the regular season and postseason. So very consistent performer off the bench for San Antonio. He's had to step up in bigger ways when De'Aaron Fox was hurt, but he is ready to make the most out of his minutes. And got Oklahoma City. They do allow significant points to shooting guards. Now, if I didn't put it on this chart, it's just too many graphics to put at once, but if you looked at the point guards and the centers, they're really getting shut down by this Oklahoma City defense. But Dylan Harper, he just continues to get it done. And shooting guards tends to be the ones who score the most against Oklahoma City. We expect Dylan Harper to play some quality minutes off the bench. San Antonio is going to need it from Dylan Harper, among other people. That is another reminder. On Winnable, you can find 3 more paid picks alongside these 2 free picks. But this is your time. This is it. Use the code TAKEOFF, 20 free days. So after today, you will get a whole 3 weeks of the additional paid picks. That link is in the description. That is a wrap for today. We are on to the Game 4 of the East after we do Game 4 of the West here tonight. We got some exciting NBA playoffs. Conference finals continue to be given. Let's see if San Antonio can level the series. Let's see if Cleveland can stay alive. We got some big storylines to go through in these matchups. But for now, grab your popcorn, enjoy the basketball,